I give my farewell speech, I want to thank my daughter, Kimberly, who's joining me on the House floor. She's been a constant, just bright light, supporting me and giving me confidence, and one of my biggest supporters. So I just want to start out with thanking her. As a newcomer to state politics, coming on board as a state representative was like stepping into another world. Many a time I shook my head, not believing some of the dynamics and methods used to get something passed or how things were run. Some good, some not so good. But the ability to be in a place where you can fight for policies that you believe in and represent the people of your district has been such an honor. It's a job I have taken very seriously and put my heart and soul into. As a newly elected representative, I began my term taking part in a bipartisan weekend under the dome, an unofficial orientation for new legislators with frank discussions on what we would face. I'll never forget one of those frank discussions when I raised my hand and asked one of our Republican leaders, "What are the chances of a Democrat passing a bill, and what advice would you have?" He asked, "Well, what district are you from, and whose seat did I take?" He then responded, "Oh, you're not going to pass, bleep." I love the honest remark. It was that same weekend I first met Floor Leader Stamas, and I let him know at that time the reputation that preceded him was one of fairness, and I appreciated that, and I looked forward to working with him, and I've never been disappointed. As a marginal, I'm so lovingly called, marginal, I often hear, "Hey, Theresa, could you give that bill to someone else who has a chance of passage?" Or in trying to get co-sponsorships or a bill to be taken up and being told, "You know, we're not supposed to do anything to help you get something passed." But I never let roadblocks stop me, so I found other ways to get things done. I gave my bills or ideas to other people, worked with others to get bills passed, or continued to advocate one-on-one with people from both sides of the aisle. One of my proudest moments was stopping the Forester bill from passing on the floor. I was asked multiple times, "Why do you care so much about the Foresters?" My response, which is the same for every bill that comes before me, I care because it's important to a group of people, no matter how large or small. But I do want to give a special shout out to people who worked with me and pushed aside differences, including my marginalness, to fight together for issues we shared a passion for. I want to start out by thanking Representative McMillan. Representative McMillan was the first one to say that he would work with me on getting an amendment to a bill in regulatory reform. I remember just thinking to myself, I wonder if this is a trick? And I was just very cautious. But I soon learned that he was sincere and party lines made no difference. I can't say enough about what a pleasure it was to work with him on Common Core and on our shared concerns about federal mandates and standardized testing. Party lines vanished as we researched, questioned, and fought against what we believed would be detrimental to our children. I took part in the Common Core subcommittee he put together to delve deep into the issues. And I'll never forget when we were both fighting the final passage of Common Core on the House floor. And we both heard that we would not be allowed to speak. So together, we took the podium on both sides of the aisle with our hands raised together, asking to speak in opposition. Neither of us were called on, but together we made a point. Representative McBroom, another good friend. We both came to the Capitol adamant about addressing the needs for our trades programs in high school and knowing the merit curriculum was actually taking away this choice. Representative McBroom and I became strong allies in ensuring trades became a viable option in our schools, and we both worked hard on each side of the aisle to get support. It was a thrill to be at the bill signing to see this come to fruition. Thanks, Representative McBroom, for the teamwork and including me every step of the way. I loved our Regulatory Reform Committee. It was the most bipartisan committee I've sat on, and the mutual respect was always shown. great leaders in Representative Crawford and Representative Haw. And of course, Representative Wayne Schmidt, who welcomed me with open arms as I walked up the driveway to the Hayford House for the first time for the bipartisan barbecues. I'm still waiting for my Hayford shirt. And my karaoke buddies, Representative Hines and Representative Kowal. And I admire Gail's tenacity to stand up for no fault, even though it's not a popular thing to do in her party. Getting co-sponsorships on my bills was a little difficult to do on the opposite side of the aisle due to the X on my back, but the biggest compliment I got was when I went to get my first signature. One of my Republican colleagues was quizzing me on the bill and seemed apprehensive at first, but then he looked at me and he said, "I trust you, and I know you would not lead me astray on what this bill is about." And then he signed it. That meant more than you'll ever know. So many people to thank on the Democratic side, from leadership to policy staff. The knowledge, the expertise, and dedication I have seen and experienced from so many has been so greatly appreciated. And I have to start out by giving a huge thank you to my dear friend, colleague, and seatmate, Representative Shore. He has been an amazing support system, patiently answers all my questions, and is ready to help me on a moment's notice. Everyone who knows me knows I ask a lot of questions, and Andy has always answered each one. His guidance has been much appreciated. He helped me know the ropes and how to navigate the system. And he and I don't always agree on things. In fact, we differ on some really big issues, but that has never hampered our friendship and respect for each other. To my two Youper colleagues, who keep me laughing and always in suspense as to how they'll vote, there has been an ongoing joke that Republicans look over to see how they'll vote on a bill to determine how they should vote. To Rashida, who I admire even before I took office, for your passion, sincerity, and drive to fight for what is right and just. To my dear friend, Ellen Cogden-Lipton, her wisdom, her knowledge, her passion for our public school system, and doing what is best for children. She will be a huge loss on the committee and at the state capitol. Representative Kozlowski, who agreed to be my dance partner for Board Water and Light charity, and we won first place for our Staying Alive routine. And of course, my staff. Catherine, I'm so glad, and they're up there at the gallery, I'm so glad you joined our team just 2 months ago. I look forward to watching your journey at the Capitol, and I know you will do well. And Brandon, a huge thank you for your loyalty, dedication, and hard work. Brandon was always available and ready to help whenever it was needed, and has such a warm and pleasant personality. Everyone loves him. He has been with me through 2 campaigns in this term. Thank you, Brandon. And to all my Democratic colleagues, I am so lucky to be a part of an amazing caucus who truly care about the people they represent and will fight for what they believe in. Each brings unique talents and perspectives with them. And I can't say enough about the strength, wisdom, and knowledge of the women in our caucus that have been brought to the table. I was so fortunate to have worked with you. One of the reasons I ran was to stop the dismantling of our schools, which I saw firsthand while working in education, and I will continue that advocacy even after I leave. I've spent my life helping children to reach their fullest potential in our schools and taking away obstacles, and I cannot stand by and watch legislation put into effect that will be detrimental. It goes against my very core. So although the means for advocacy has taken a slight detour, my commitment to our kids, our seniors, our families, and our veterans continues. So until next time, God bless, and thank you.